The debate is over, no more discussion. Kevin knows what's best in music, sports, entertainment, and pop culture. Prior to the release of GTA 6, these are the top 7 Grand Theft Auto games, top 7 protagonists, and top 7 side characters in the world of Grand Theft Auto because Kevin knows best. Grand Theft Auto, a name that echoes in the annals of gaming history. A titan among giants, it stands not just as one of the top-selling game franchises of all time, but also as one of the highest-grossing pieces of entertainment in history. The very fabric of this game, woven with intricate stories and unforgettable characters, has given it an indelible mark in the world of gaming. Rockstar Games, over the past 3 decades, has given us a roller coaster ride with the Grand Theft Auto franchise. From the sun-soaked streets of Vice City to the gritty urban landscape of Liberty City, each game in the franchise has offered something unique to the players. So let's dive in and explore the top 7 Grand Theft Auto games of all time. Starting off at number 7, we have the vibrant and colorful Grand Theft Auto Vice City, released in 2002. Set in 1986 within the fictional Vice City, based on Miami, the single-player story follows mobster Tommy Vercetti's rise to power after being released from prison and becoming caught up in an ambushed drug deal. Fast forward 7 years, and we come to Grand Theft Auto 4, The Lost and Damned, which takes the 6th spot. The Lost and Damned follows the exploits of Johnny Klebitz, vice president of the Liberty City chapter of the Lost MC, a motorcycle club. The main storyline of the episode focuses on Johnny's efforts to keep the chapter running, while dealing with internal conflicts, gang warfare, drug running, and various enemies, and follows the same timeline as GTA 4. The 5th position is held by the game that started the 3D era, Grand Theft Auto 3, released in 2001. Set within the fictional Liberty City, loosely based on New York City, the story follows Claude, a silent protagonist who, after being betrayed and left for dead by his girlfriend during a robbery, embarks on a quest for revenge that leads him to become entangled in a world of crime, drugs, gang warfare, and corruption. At number 4, we have the glitzy and glamorous Grand Theft Auto 4, The Ballad of Gay Tony. Set concurrently with the events of Grand Theft Auto 4 and The Lost and Damned, The Ballad of Gay Tony follows Luis Fernando Lopez, a Dominican-American former drug dealer turned bodyguard and best friend of Anthony Gay Tony Prince, a nightclub magnate and high-status socialite in Liberty City. The main storyline of the episode focuses on Luis's efforts to help Tony overcome various problems, including drugs, debts, disputes with mafia crime families, and attempts on both of their lives. The 3rd spot goes to the sprawling sandbox world of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, released in 2004. Set within the fictional state of San Andreas, the game follows Carl C.J. Johnson, who returns home after his mother's murder and finds his old gang has lost much of their territory. Over the course of the game, he attempts to re-establish the gang, clashes with corrupt authorities and powerful criminals, and gradually unravels the truth behind his mother's murder. The 2nd spot is taken by the critically acclaimed Grand Theft Auto 4, released in 2008. Set in the fictional Liberty City based on New York City, the single-player story follows Eastern European war veteran Niko Bellic and his attempts to escape his past while under pressure from high-profile criminals. The open-world design lets players freely roam Liberty City, consisting of 3 main islands and the neighboring state of Alderney, which is based on New Jersey. And the crown jewel, the number 1 spot, goes to none other than Grand Theft Auto 5, a game that broke numerous records and redefined the franchise. Set within the fictional state of San Andreas, based on Southern California, the single-player story follows 3 protagonists: retired bank robber Michael DeSanta, Ned Luke, street gangster Franklin Clinton, Sean Fontino, and drug dealer and gun runner Trevor Phillips, Stephen Ogg, and their attempts to commit heists while under pressure from a corrupt government agency and powerful criminals. Players freely roam San Andreas's open-world countryside and fictional city of Los Santos, based on Los Angeles. Moving on to the protagonists, the characters we've controlled, loved, and sometimes loathed. At number 7, we have Johnny Klebitz from The Lost and Damned. 34-year-old character in the HD universe, Johnny is the acting president of the Alderney chapter of the Lost Brotherhood motorcycle gang, while the gang's leader, Billy Gray, was incarcerated. While he is the leader, Klebitz maintains a relative peace between the Lost Brotherhood and the gang's rival, the Angels of Death. Later in 2013, Johnny becomes the vice president of the Los Santos chapter. Up next at 6 is Luis Fernando Lopez from the Ballad of Gay Tony. Luis is a former member of the Northwood Dominican drug dealers, whose life took a completely different turn after meeting Gay Tony Prince, a nightclub entrepreneur in Liberty City and the owner of Maisonette 9 and Hercules, who became his employer, business associate, and best friend. Luis is often the more rational and down-to-earth of the two, regularly finding himself in difficult situations due to Tony's reckless actions, which he spends most of the story of the Ballad of Gay Tony to get them both out of. At 5, we have the conflicted immigrant Nico Bellic from GTA 4. Nico is an ex-soldier from Eastern Europe who was shaped by his experiences in an unidentified war he fought in, developing a very cynical view on life. After becoming involved with a Russian crime syndicate and discovering that his unit was sold out to enemy forces, he decides to move to Liberty City to pursue the American dream, inspired by his cousin Roman's personal tales of luxury and riches that he had experienced while living there for the past decade. However, upon his arrival, he discovers that those stories were greatly exaggerated and attempts to improve his and Roman's financial situation by becoming involved with the local criminal underworld. Number 4 brings us to the retired bank robber Michael DeSanta from GTA 5. Michael is a former bank robber and career criminal who faked his death to retire and live a peaceful life with his family in Los Santos. However, his unhealthy relationship with them takes its toll, and he soon gets pulled back into his criminal life, forcing him to return to his old ways. Michael's story centers around how his seemingly idyllic and halcyon lifestyle is halted as his past demons and morally dubious lifestyle choices come back to haunt him. Coming in at 3 is the street-smart Carl C.J. Johnson from San Andreas. After moving back to Los Santos from Liberty City following the death of his mother, Carl seeks to make amends with friends and family for abandoning them. Carl returns to his previous gangster lifestyle as he embarks on an eventful journey across the entire state of San Andreas, which sees him making new allies and clashing with several powerful criminal organizations and corrupt authorities. At 2, we have the ambitious Tommy Vercetti from Vice City. Tommy is a former member of the Forelli crime family in Liberty City, who, after being released from prison following a 15-year sentence, is sent to Vice City to oversee a major drug deal with the Vance brothers. When that deal is ambushed, resulting in both the drugs and the money being lost, Tommy begins searching for the person behind the attack, working for various prominent figures of Vice City's criminal underworld in return for answers. Over time, Tommy begins building his own criminal empire and eventually finds the man responsible for the ambush, killing him and taking over his business. Before we get to the top spot, I would like to name a few honorable mentions that just missed the top 7 list, but were also important in the franchise's success. Franklin Clinton from GTA 5 and Victor Vance from Vice City Stories. Finally, at number 1, we have the unpredictable and volatile Trevor Phillips from GTA 5. A career criminal and former bank robber, Trevor leads his own organization, Trevor Phillips Enterprises, and comes into conflict with various rival gangs and criminal syndicates as he attempts to secure control of the drugs and weapons trade in the fictional Blaine County, San Andreas. Last but not least, let's talk about the top 7 side characters from the Grand Theft Auto franchise. These characters add flavor and depth to the game's narrative. Starting at number 7, we have a character that's similar to Kevin No's best fiancée, the fiery Catalina from San Andreas. At number 6 is the loyal and dependable Little Jacob from GTA 4. Number 5 brings us to the treacherous Big Smoke from San Andreas. At 4, we have the flamboyant Tony Prince from the Ballad of Gay Tony. Number 3 is the hilarious Lamar Davis from GTA 5. At 2, we have the neurotic lawyer Ken Rosenberg from Vice City. Before we get to the top spot, here are some honorable mentions. Laszlo Jones, Yusuf Amir. From the Ballad of Gay Tony, Avon Hertz from GTA Online, and Brucey Kibbutz from GTA 4. And at the top spot, we have the lovable Roman Bellic from GTA 4. So there you have it, the top 7 games, protagonists, and side characters from the Grand Theft Auto franchise. It's a rich tapestry of characters and stories that has captivated us for decades. Do you agree with these rankings? Share your thoughts in the comments section or on social media. After all, the Grand Theft Auto universe is vast, and there's always room for more discussion. Thank you for listening to my video. If you want to know any other end, I'll be all lists pertaining to music, sports, entertainment, and pop culture. Please let me know down in the comments below. Have a wonderful day.